Hello and welcome. We are here with Michelle Long from Bloom Retreat for Moms near Oakland, California. Michelle, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I know it's so great to reconnect with you again and to just see your face and feel your energy. I felt so inspired to connect with you when I learned about you through Marie Forleo's BSchool. It was awesome to journey through that program with you this year and to learn about your the business that you created, Bloom Retreats, a place where moms can really go and nurture and take care of themselves while their children are also being nurtured and taken care of. So I felt really called to create a platform for you to share some of your story with other femme and mompreneurs who are out in the world who either have dreams of doing something like this or are currently in the midst of creating a new business, and just learning about what inspired you and where did this idea come from and how has the journey been. So talk to us a little bit about where the inspiration came to launch Bloom Retreat.
Well, it was kind of a mixture of the perfect ingredients that gave me the inspiration, but I have been teaching yoga for a long time, over 12, 13 years, and I have a master's degree in holistic health education. So I was really in my own time 8 years ago studying yoga, working on myself, meditation through my program. And right in the middle of my program, two things happened. I became pregnant, surprise, wasn't planned at all. And my mom fell sick again for the second time with breast cancer. So while I was journeying through my surprise pregnancy and becoming a new mom, I was also kind of midwifing my own mother to her passing. And
Wow.
so my mom passed away 8 months after my first baby was born. And right when she passed away, surprise, pregnancy number two came along. So it was like the universe just throwing all of these things at me at the same time. But what I learned through the whole process was A, how hard it is to become a mom and to continue taking care of ourselves and to really find that space and structure and confidence to continue doing what we need to do to be well in order to be well for our children.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a huge reason why my mom was sick, and she died young, she was only 56. It was her second bout with breast cancer, was because she never cared for herself. So I watched her my whole life give and give and give and give and give to my brother and me and my dad, but she never gave anything back to herself.
Mm.
So I was inspired by all of these things and becoming a mom myself that um, we mamas need to take care of ourselves. So I am a self-care advocate for moms, and I created
Yay!
a I created a hub where that can happen for us, where we can come in and be honored as mamas, be valued for everything that we're offering to everyone around us, and we can practice yoga, we can get a massage, we can sit and just relax. And I have a living room at Bloom where there's free Wi-Fi and tea, and there's a play area on site so mamas can bring their kids. They don't have to worry about babysitters and just actually give back to themselves in a real way. So
Wow.
that is it in a nutshell.
Awesome. Well, that is so beautiful. And I know from speaking to you before that there were some challenges when you first got this business idea and started researching and looking for a model for this type of business. There wasn't much out there. Can you talk a little bit about really creating a platform for something completely new in the world?
Yeah, it was a challenge because I took many business classes and studied with lots of business coaches, and I always said find something that you can model after. It's easier that way to kind of take an imprint of what somebody's already doing successfully. But nothing exists like Bloom. anywhere. So it's really a brand new business model that I created from scratch. And like I said, I was teaching yoga for a lot of years. So there's a yoga studio in here, but there's also the spa and the wellness and the childcare and the work in the tea packages. So it's really an integral healing space where we're
Mm.
um, supporting women on every aspect of health, whether that's physical, mental. We have therapists here, whether it's community aspect where we're supporting each other through support groups, or the work in tea part where you're just sitting and relaxing with other moms. So yeah, nothing exists like this, and I had to do a lot of homework to figure out what it would look like.
Well, and then also there was a couple of years, it sounds like, where you were just really kind of like in the holding space for the idea phase, where it was more about the inspiration and meditating on it and doing some research. How long would you say you went from the initial idea into actually seeking a location for the business and making it a tangible reality?
From the inception of the idea to the day we opened was 6 years. So it took a
Wow.
long it took a long time, but mind you, at the same time I was raising babies. So I was planning and plotting and meditating on this during naps,
Yep.
and when my husband would get home. So it was, you know, over a long span of time, I was working when I could. Um, but it needed that much time to
Oh,
really
yeah.
birth itself. And then it took 2 years to find a building, for example. So just finding the space alone took a long, long time. So I learned a lot of patience and perseverance through the process, and to not never give up, because it all comes just at the right time when it's supposed to.
Well, yeah, and that's something that I need to hear in my own entrepreneurial journey. And I know that other femme and mompreneurs need to hear it as well, that things really do take time. And someone may see you and see all that you've created and this functioning business that's being of great service to moms in the Bay Area, but have no idea that it actually took 6 years from the initial inspiration and conception to actually having a business and the brick and mortar location and clients and all of that. So I think it's important to dispel the myth of the quick business success. There are some quicker success stories out there, or just quicker from conception to tangible reality. But I think it's really important to highlight the tenacity and the perseverance that and the patience that you had in order to really birth this business into an actual form out in the world.
Yeah, and a lot of hard work. It's uh, in researching and learning and studying. I'm still a sponge. I want to know everything that I possibly can about business and marketing, and I love that stuff. But it you need all of that. You need the foundation. So a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
it is just laying the foundation, for a long time until it's ready to go. And then when you're going, you're laying down that foundation, so that it, it's constant, because once you have clients coming through the door, it's a whole new animal that you didn't even anticipate, or I didn't, because I was studying how all the other pieces fit together and work. And then, wow, now I have clients and their stories and their stuff.
Oh
And
yeah.
so it's a whole nother thing when they're here.
Well, and Michelle, how have you been a self-care advocate for yourself through this process, raising two young children, birthing a brick and mortar business? What have been some of the ways that you've stayed committed to self-care?
Scheduling my own time. I've always had, even if it's just an hour a week or 10 minutes in part of my day, there's always time for me. And I'm still grappling with it now, but it's part of the big intention with Bloom is kind of shifting this paradigm that I think a lot of us mamas live in, where there's guilt around taking care of ourselves, or it's seen as indulgence, or we shouldn't spend the money or the time on ourselves. So it's a process of letting that go.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that I hold that, carry that way of thinking from my own mom, probably from her mother as well. So really, it's a shift in the way that I'm thinking, my paradigm, and allowing that to be. But still, every day is a practice, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
And the biggest thing is scheduling. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that, girl. I feel like um, the scheduling part is really important, and scheduling it in as anything else. So whether it's
Yeah.
this interview or a session with a client or a session at the or a meeting at the bank, whatever it is, our self-care time is as if not more important than all of those other things.
Absolutely. And that's what I work with. A lot of mamas that come into Bloom, they're scheduling their children's time all the time for the mama and
Mm-hmm.
baby music classes, whatever it is, but they're not getting their own time, and they're burnt. They're burnt
Yeah.
out. And so just sitting down and literally mapping out. And for mamapreneurs, for us mama business minded as well, when we're taking care of ourselves, that's when our business can start to thrive and grow, when
Oh,
we're
yeah.
fueling ourselves. Because Bloom is another baby. Bloom is my biggest third child. It takes a lot. I have to be diligent. And I'm not perfect at all. I don't claim to be perfect. It's hard.
Yeah. Well, we're all perfectly imperfect, aren't we?
Absolutely.
And so many of us are saying yes to something that where there is no roadmap, and we're having to just trust and have faith in the process and just put one foot in front of the other and take those baby steps and just know that at some point we will get some traction and the support shows up in divine time, and the resources and the skills and capacity development. I mean, it all is. It's like being a human being. I mean, we didn't come into the world and be we're not able to walk when we're first born. So we're always evolving and learning and growing. And one of the things that's just so inspiring to me about your story is that you had this vision and you really just, you were steadfast in holding the vision. And I can only imagine the times of should I keep going with this business, or how am I going to do this? What do I do next? And to see that you've stuck with it all of these years is so amazing. I feel so, I feel uplifted hearing your story.
Yeah, I mean, I think what it is also for all of us is connecting our passion to our work. So another big intention behind Bloom is that every single person working in this place, whether they're a yoga teacher or a massage therapist, they're doing what they love to do. And so if we can connect our passions and our skills with our work, then it's gold.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
I'm passionate. What I love. I couldn't stop. I tried to stop many times. I couldn't.
Well, so what's coming up for Bloom? What do you have on the horizon over the next year to 18 months?
I'm looking at creating an online Bloom. So we kind of have, right now we're localized here in Walnut Creek, which is east of Oakland. But I'm looking at creating more online programs so that mamas that are further out from this community can participate in similar programs that we're offering here. And then long term is spreading Bloom and opening more centers everywhere, hopefully. It's a
Awesome.
need.
Well, where can people find you online?
You can find us at bloomretreat.com, and we're also at Facebook, Bloom Retreat as well.
Okay, great. So, Bloom Retreat, Michelle Long, thank you so much for joining us today, Michelle. And are you
Yeah.
also on Twitter or?
Right now, we're focusing on Facebook. That's
Okay.
where we're going pro with.
Great. Awesome. Well, you go, girl. And I'm so thankful that human beings like you exist. And I definitely want to stop in and check you guys out, check you ladies out in Walnut Creek the next time I'm in the Bay Area out in California. So again, Michelle, thank you so much. And I definitely look forward to keeping the link and seeing you sometime soon.
Thank you, Laura.
All right. Take good care. Until next time, thank you so much for joining us. This is Laura Haykel with Uplift to Uplevel and Miss Michelle Long from Bloom Retreats out in California. And until next time, stay blessed.